Guys, I have, as you know, a really special guest with me here today, and I'm really excited to introduce to you 𝗕𝗿𝗄𝗏 herself. Welcome, Brandy. It is so good to have you here with us today.
So excited to be part of this live. Thank you so much for having me. I am super excited to be able to share, hopefully, some incredible nuggets for all of the people that are watching this so that they can build their businesses as well and get success like you and I are doing. So I'm excited to be here.
Excellent. I am so happy. Now, guys, let me tell you a bit about Brandy. How I met Brandy. I met Brandy while I was searching to find information for my own network marketing business. We were used to doing things the normal way, talking to our friends and our family and even the people that passed by. But I found that I was not getting the results that I wanted. And I wanted to touch bases. I wanted to find a better way for myself and my team. So I started to search online. And as I searched online, somehow I can't remember exactly how, but I know I met this awesome young lady. And she was offering a boot camp. And I decided to opt into it. And these are the things that really about Brandy that really caught my attention. After I opted into that boot camp and sent my email, she received my email and my information. Brandy sent me an email. And I don't think Brandy knows this, but Brandy, that email touched my heart. I was like, what? She is so personal. She actually said to me, Brandy said to me, anything you need, I'm willing to help. I was like, awesome. The second thing about Brandy that really caught my attention is that when I reached out to her and I asked her the path, which is the best thing to do, to go online, she said to me, there are two things you can do. You can either join me in my group or you can join this company. And I was like, but she said, I prefer you to join the company. I was like, what? Another bummer is that I said this lady is selfless, because if it was most of us, we would probably say, well, join me. But no, she was looking out for my interest. And that I felt was really awesome. The final thing before I tell you a little bit about Brandy herself is that when I asked Brandy to join me here on this live, Brandy quickly said, sure. I blew my mind. So Brandy, I am so thankful. I really appreciate your coming here with me. So let me give you a little bit about Brandy's background. Brandy is from Utah. She is married to I think a lucky gentleman by the name of Nathan. Sorry guys, she's taken. And she also has 6 children. That's an interesting thing. She built her business with her 6 children. So Brandy started as usual traditional business 26 years ago, and she soon found her first network marketing company where she hit number 13 in her recruiting, and in number 13 in recruiting in the biggest company in the industry. That's interesting. Number 13. She left that company and then she went into health and wellness company. And after 3 years, guys, Brandy was able to figure out how to build her business online. And hear this, in the first 11 months of building her business online, Brandy retired from her traditional business. Guys, this is awesome. This is something that you really don't want to miss finding out about. No, listen to this. Brandy is now a 7-figure earner and one of the leading experts in running paid ads to grow her team and building a system that duplicates in the network marketing space. Wow. Brandy, I am really impressed, and that's why I had to actually bring you here. Now, Brandy teaches thousands of people how to use social media to attract, qualify, and enroll their dream customers and team members online. Guys, this is information that you need. You cannot afford to miss it. So welcome again, Brandy. And before you begin, I want to let you know that I really appreciate the fact that you took the time away from your busy schedule to join me today. And I want to encourage you to continue to the good work that you're doing in helping others and blessing lives. You have blessed mine. Thank you so much.
I'm so excited to be here and very honored that I was asked to be part of your incredible community that you're building over here. And you know what? I got started in network marketing, like you said. Well, my oldest son now, he's 21. So I started in my first company when he was about 6 months old. And it was a party planning company, and I loved it, right? I loved serving the women. I loved making them feel good. It served my soul to do those kind of things for them. However, a party plan, we had to do 3 to 4 skincare classes a week to continue to grow our business. And so that took 3 to 4 evenings or times away from my very small children at the time. So my oldest, she would have been probably 2, almost 3. And then I had Cole, which was 6 months old. And then I had more children after that. So doing that party plan, like I said, I loved it, but it started to take away a lot of time away from my very small family at the time, like my very small children. And so I got divorced from my first husband, and network marketing, I kind of put it on the back burner from there because I couldn't sustain that party lifestyle, being gone 3 to 4 nights a week, now being a single mom. So I put all of that away, right? Went about my business, which was, I owned a salon for 26 years. And that's what I was doing was, you know, making women beautiful in the salon. And then I got remarried, and my new mother-in-law came through the door, and she showed me a video of a company that had an incredible product. And there was 2 things. I said, is this real? And who knows about this, right? Because one of the things with the other company that I experienced was that a lot of people already knew who they were. And a lot of people were getting their products from, you know, a sister, a friend, you know, a mom, a grandma, whatever. So then you know, with that other company, it was hard because I couldn't, I would do the skincare class for them. And then, you know, they'd be like, oh, I love this. This is awesome, blah, blah, blah. And I'd say, awesome, great. Here's everything that I used for you on your facial, right? And they'd be like, oh, awesome. I can take this to my grandma and get this all half off, right? And I was like, oh, so I spent all this time helping these people and then, you know, not making a ton of money. So yes. When my mother-in-law brought this new company, that was one of my questions. I was very aware of the market, and I needed a market that was not already saturated. So when I found out, you know, about those questions, got those questions answered, I was all the way in. And I quickly went through my warm market. Now, your warm market, just for those of you that may not know what that means, that is anybody that knows, likes, and trusts you already. Warm market means friends and family, people that you've spent time building a relationship with, okay? So that's the first piece. I went through all of my warm market, right? I made the lists of people, did all the things. I continued to, you know, work on that list, getting appointments with people, showing them the plan, right, of the new company and selling product and all those things. And once my warm market was out, I kind of was stuck. I live in a really small town of about 10,000 people. They know what you're doing before you're doing it. So, you know, once everybody figured out what I was doing, they were like, oh no, one of those pyramid things. And we'll talk about that here in a second. But I started to cold prospect in malls, restaurants, and you know, talk to waitresses and, you know, like go into a store and get to know the cashier or whatever. Now, one of the problems I ran into is that where I live, we have a Walmart and a Lynn's Market. That's it. So 2.5 hours north, 2.5 hours south is what I was driving one way to, you know, meet people in malls, restaurants, you know, talk to waitresses where there were more people. I had no clue this whole entire world existed online. Like literally, I had no clue. I was on Facebook. I'd never taken a selfie before. I only used Facebook to communicate with Nate's sister, which she lives in Chicago. So we would share pictures of, you know, our kids and things through Messenger. And so that's how come I had Facebook. So, you know, I was very frustrated once I went through my warm market and people couldn't duplicate what I was doing. I kind of started to feel like maybe something was wrong with me. And if you've ever felt that way, building, you know, as an entrepreneur, building a business, let us know in the comments, because it is really, really difficult when you're trying to figure out how to make all this work and you just don't know quite how to do it yet, right? Like you're like, I know I'm missing something, but I don't know what it is. And nobody's willing to tell you. That's one of the things is like, I've seen all these people coming to my company. There was a gal that enrolled in my company, and in 19 days, she put 100,000 points in that team. So she enrolled on day one, and 19 days later, she, she was at the elite ranks of that company. Mm-hmm. And I was like sitting here going, what the heck is wrong with me, right? I'm out here busting my butt. I'm meeting people. My upline keeps telling me to go find 5 more. Just keep enrolling, keep talking to people, and it will happen, right? Well,
that's like what happens here with us.
Right?
That's like what happens here with us.
It wasn't happening.
We talk to our friends and our families. We are ready, but no, we fight. That's exactly how I feel. No, I don't know who else to talk to. And
yeah, you're like, I don't know.
Not interested anymore.
My upline kept saying, people are like sand. Like, just go talk to people. And I'm like, okay, I'll go talk to people, right? And my inner soul was dying because I am naturally an introvert, right? I'm not the type that's going to walk up to you in a store and be like, hey girl, I love your dress, right? Your shoes are amazing. Like, where'd you get them, right? That's not me. In fact, I'm a hunter. I go into a store, I buy what I need, and I leave, right? Nobody knows I'm there. So, it was very out of character for me, but I did learn a lot from that experience. I learned extrovert qualities. I learned not to be scared of other people. I learned how to ask questions. I learned a lot of things going through that process. So that's kind of how that all worked. And then once that gal enrolled in my company, and she went, elite rank in just a matter of days, like 2 weeks.
Yes.
I started to search for a way. I actually was stalking her on social media. I Googled her, right? And I started stalking her, and I started to see where was it she was doing? What was she doing that I wasn't doing? And how do I figure out how to do what she's doing?
That's what I did,
where
Randy.
It all started.
Sorry, that's what I did, Randy. I started to stalk you.
Yay, we're stalkers. Give me a high five.
I had to find out what was going on. Nice.
So that's where it all started.
All right. You said your community was small. Did anybody ever tell you that your business, when you were talking to people, that the network marketing company, network marketing is a pyramid? I hear that all the time. How did you deal with that? What did you say? What did you do?
Yes. You know what? I was taught from my upline to respond with a question. And now that I look at it now, and I'm like, it kind of like is really kind of like where you're like arguing with someone, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense to go with this direction. But people that say, isn't that a pyramid scheme? Or, oh, you're in one of those pyramid schemes, right? That's never going to work. Those people, number one, are not your perfect prospects. Okay. There are actually people in this world on social media, online, looking for what you have. Okay. They're already there. So instead of you like responding with a question, which is what I used to be, I'd be like, well, isn't corporate America a pyramid scheme? Because, you've got the CEO, right? And then you've got the CMO and the people underneath him. And then you've got the workers underneath them, right? Like if you look at corporate America, it's actually structured the same exact way, right?
Exactly.
And that's how I used to answer people, right? I'd be like, it's a business, right? Like pyramid schemes are illegal. That's what I would say. And, if it was a pyramid scheme, it wouldn't be, like making money and, the government and all of that stuff, they would have already shut it down, right? But when people are saying those things, like, is this a pyramid scheme and all of that, really what they're saying is, number one, this isn't for me. And number two, they're not your perfect prospect. So stop wasting people, time with people like that. Like if they're negative about it, why do we have to try to make them like it, right? That would be like me wanting to like Denver Broncos football, for instance, versus, the Dodgers baseball. And we're just going to sit and argue over it, right? Like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter. They're just not your people. So, you just kind of move on. And, sometimes I would ask when people would say, is this a pyramid scheme? I would say, wow, sounds like you have a story with network marketing, right? Could you tell me a little bit more about that? Because I'm really curious as to what you've been through, right? And then that shifts the focus from the pyramid scheme to what actually happened.
Yeah.
So, you're just asking questions. But you know what? ultimately, if they say, hey, isn't this a pyramid scheme now? I don't even give them the time of day. I'm like, oh, it's not for you, right? Like, no problem. You know, that's just how you go about it. So
Brandy, you mentioned your perfect prospect, and that caught my attention because, you know, as you said, we are told to talk to anybody, but the thought that what you just mentioned, have talking to your perfect prospects, was like perfect prospects. How do you know who your perfect prospect? That is a tongue twister. Perfect prospect. How do you know who your perfect prospects are?
Yeah. So
how do you reach them?
Yeah, number one is your perfect prospect is going to be somebody that you would love to work with. Okay, so if you're going to have two perfect prospects, somebody that you would love to have as a customer and somebody that you would love to have on your team. Okay, so there's two different perfect prospects. And when you think about a perfect prospect for your team, they're kind of like you already, right? They're probably driven. Mm-hmm. They are excited about what they, you know, having an opportunity to build a side income, online, offline, whatever, right? Depending on how you're building your business. They understand the industry, or maybe they don't understand, but they're willing to learn, okay? Because you're going to get people that are your perfect prospect that might be brand new to the industry and people that have been in the industry for a while. So you want to make kind of a list of somebody you're looking for. And when I figured this out, my whole entire world changed, right? Instead of me begging, scratching, clawing, trying to get the next person to take a look at working with me, I switched my focus to who can I serve and who does my product and opportunity serve. And then I started from there, right? And it was a total mind switch. And once you do that, you're going to start attracting your perfect prospects. It's the coolest thing in the world, especially when you do it online, right? And the way that you teach here, Nishita, on your page, right? Like it's who is watching this video right now. They're actually your perfect prospects. So, you know, you just have to build out in your mind who they are and write it down, and then you'll start to attract them. It's really, really cool.
That's great. So you had a mind switch. Yeah. And instead, that is really interesting. And it is important for us to understand that you don't need to talk to people who are not interested, or who's not going to help you to build, because they're not going to help you. They will hinder the process. Right. So that's a tip. Guys, I hope you are taking notes. This is really important. All right. So what made you decide to go online? I know you talk about things we're running out. How did you find information on what gave you the impetus? How did you get online, and how was that for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started stalking that lady that joined our company, and she mentioned an interview that she watched with 𝗟𝗏 and Ray Higdon. So many of you that are watching this are probably, you know, familiar with 𝗟𝗏 or Ray Higdon. They're big trainers in the industry. In fact, they've trained for a couple companies that, you know, that I've been a part of in each one of those. And so she mentioned a phrase called attraction marketing. She mentioned it. And so I started searching. I went to Google and was like, okay, let's figure out what this means, right? So I started, you know, searching out attraction marketing. And then like you found me, I actually found a gentleman named 𝗵𝗵𝗃 that was sharing this same kind of training. And he was teaching people how they could build their business using social media. And so I connected with 𝗵𝗃 and got connected in with my affiliate company that taught me how to do all things on social media to create a massive income and build my network marketing company at the same time. So it's been an incredible journey, but that's how I found attraction marketing, kind of like you did.
Well, actually, no, you said that. I remember speaking to someone that I met on the internet, and she told me that she was also a network marketer, but like before, like what you spoke about before, she was doing it the old way, and her upline never had, you know, ways to help her to build online. So she eventually stopped and then went into doing something else. So understanding how to build online is really, 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 really critical. So what challenges can you give us some ideas of what we need in order to build online? Because a lot of us, for example, I am still learning how to build online. I have learned a lot already so far, but there are things that, you know, you need as you start. You can't just go, I learned that I just can't go and put my products up there. Tell us about, you know, the importance of how to build online, and the best way to do it.
Yeah, the best way to go about it, and to, you know, the challenges that you might find in going online, and this was my challenge, is number one, I was not really that tech savvy. Okay, so I didn't really know how to use a computer. In fact, people joke, but this is the truth. I actually didn't know how to copy and paste. So you know how you hit Control-C and Control-V to copy and paste? I did not know how to do that. Okay. Wow. Now people think it's a total joke, but I really didn't know how to do it. So I had a huge learning curve. So the technology, for some of us that, you know, don't have that background in the technology. One of the other things that you might encounter is that social media changes almost daily. And so, you know, you'll feel like you've got a handle on things, and then all of a sudden social media will throw you a wrench, and you have to figure out how to work around it, or how to implement it, or, you know, how to work with it, right? That's some of the challenges is that change. But you know what? One of the things that you can expect in your life is that nothing is going to stay the same. And so it's honestly just getting up here in your mind, thinking about, you know what? That's okay. I'm an entrepreneur. I can move through this, right? So someone that wants to take their business online and wants to do it the correct way, they're going to want to get a hold of you, right? Because you've got the tools and the strategies and things on how that you go about it. Because if you're just posting your products and your opportunity and, you know, your links all over your page, first off, your people that are seeing that are the same people every single day. Okay, so you've got to learn how to grow your audience. That's the first piece. You've got to learn how to engage with that audience, and that's building the know, like, and trust. And then you've got to learn how to promote to that audience where it's a non-spammy way of promotion. Because when you send out, like if I just sent out, you know, a message, for instance, to Christopher that's helping us with this, you know, all the techie side of this. If I sent Christopher a message and said, hey, Christopher, here's my link to join, you'd be an incredible part of our team, and he has no idea who I am, he's going to be like,
who's this?
What the heck? Like, who is this chick, right? And who does she think she is, right? Like, and that's the way it comes off when we send out spammy messages, because I know it's taught out there. It's still taught. Uplines are still teaching their downlines when they first get started to send out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages per week to strangers, right? First off, that would be like me meeting you on the side of the road and all of a sudden smacking you upside the face with a, hey, can you join my team, right? You'd be looking at me like, who is this chick, right? Like, I don't even know you. Why would I want to join your team? You've got to build the know, like, and trust with people. So it's super, super important that you learn how to do it the correct way with value. And that's exactly what you teach here inside of your community, which I'm way excited about. So,
well, thank you, Brandy. Actually, I understand how you feel or what you talk about spamming, because every day people send me, I'll give you a little interesting thing that happened to me. Every day people send me like requests, right? So I remember a guy sent me a request and I accepted it. And then right away, he said to me, you know, he is in this and he wants me. I was like, I don't even know this guy. So I was like, guy, I said, friend, this is not the way you do it, because it does not help. People are not going to join you like that. And I understand, because I experienced that myself.
Yeah. I mean, would you? I mean, if some stranger just sends you a link and says, hey, this is the best opportunity you're ever going to see. No. And you're like, no, weirdo. Like,
exactly. It's like somebody coming up to you, seeing you for the first time and don't know you, and then says, hey, I like you, I want to be with you. It's like, what? You don't even know me. How can you love me when you don't know me?
Yeah, let's get married today.
Yeah, it's like, how does it work? You have to build a relationship with the person first.
Yes.
Right. So before I'm gonna stop just in case there are any questions anybody want, answered.
Okay.
But before I do that, I want to ask you: do you think in this economic time, would you say network marketing is a good place to start, or a good business to start and to build so that they can earn extra cash? Some people might be working. For example, I am working, and sometimes you need the extra cash.
Right.
And, you know, you might not be able to do a second job and stuff like that because I have children as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that second job. How helpful do you think network marketing is in, you know, providing that extra? I mean, you're a seven-figure earner. I was like, how on earth did Brandy get there? That's an interesting one. You want to tell us before you answer that question, but I'm giving you two at the same time.
Okay.
One, do you think that network marketing business is a good opportunity for persons who might have lost the job or anything like this and want to make an extra income? And tell us, if you don't want to, that's fine. But how did you get to seven figures?
Yep, I will tell you both. Okay, number one, is network marketing a good option for someone that, you know, wants a second stream of income, or, you know, might have lost their primary income, you know, and want to build something on the side? I would say yes to both of those. The key is to remember that it's going to take time and skill and energy to build out this new way of doing things. Okay, it's going to take time. Now, if you've never done network marketing before and you're jumping and maybe you're corporate, you know, and you're like, okay, you know, like I got this, like I know how to do everything, you're probably going to experience some painful things because it takes some time, right? You've got to learn the skill set. So just like me walking into the corporate job, you know, maybe downtown, maybe, you know, I decide I want to be the administrator of the hospital, right? If I just walk in first day and I'm like, okay, pay me my $1 million, you know, for the year, and I have no clue what I'm doing, that's probably, you know, I'm not going to be very successful, right? They're probably going to fire me. So what you've got to remember is that it's a skill and it's a business. And if you run it like a business and you run it, you know, as you becoming a professional in the process, you can make an incredible income. Now with network marketing, there's going to be like a 3 to 5 year where it becomes an income that makes, you know, significant difference. In the meantime, when you first get started, you're going to feel like you're doing all this work, right? All this work up here, and your pay is down here. You're going to be like, I'm not making very much money, but I'm working my butt off, right? And then as you keep going, building, and as long as you don't quit and you keep growing your skill sets, you keep learning, you keep failing, you keep getting up and doing it over and over and over again, it's going to switch. Then there's going to be a lot less doing, right? Like a lot less doing. You're going to be working with team members, working on like strategies, working on how you can, you know, get the team members to where they want to go, and your pay is going to be up here. Okay, so that's the first thing with network marketing. It's having the right expectations. If you've never done it before and you don't have a big warm list of friends, family, you know, people that know, like, and trust you already, you're going to have to build a new following, right? That's just how it is. And if you do it on social media, it's a heck of a lot faster than it is doing it person to person. The last question is, how did I get to that 7-figure place? Is I got really, really good at one skill set, really, really good at delegating, and really, really good at hiring people smarter than I am. And then I become what I'm good at, right? And then those people do what they're good at. And then that's how my business grew to that size. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Because I think one of the things that we don't understand is that as we grow a business, right? And you've got all these things that you've got to do inside the business. If you're like doing too many things, like for instance, I know you have a friend that does incredible graphics, right?
Yes.
I suck at graphics.
But I can't even do it, so I can't even begin to.
Totally suck. Like I have a friend, her name is 𝗕𝗿𝗄𝗏, and you know what? She is top notch on graphics. Every time she does something for the team, anything that she posts on her profile, anything that she does, it looks like professional, right? And she's like, Brandy, you just need a crash course on Canva. So she gave me a crash course on Canva. I still suck, right? Number one, I hate doing it, right? It's super frustrating to me. It doesn't look the way I want it to look. And it's just like, you know, it's just a disaster, right? I'm like, oh, I just can't handle it. So I don't take the time to learn it, right? And that's the same thing with learning how to grow a business, is you've got to identify what you're good at and delegate, or, you know, find help for what you're not good at so that you can be good at everything. And it all comes together with an incredible team of people. So that's how you scale a business to 7 figures.
Well, I am really proud of you, and I'm looking forward to getting there with you.
Yay,
By the time I get
absolutely.
there, you'll be gone. You'll be flying because you're really, really good at what you do. And I have been looking at some stuff, and you are normally referred to. So, Brandy, I am really proud of you, and I'm glad to be walking in your footsteps. Guys, that's it for now. I hope that you would have gained some insight here. I am not going to tire out my guest. I really appreciate her. And if I do that, she might not come back again. I might have to call her back.
No.
But I think you would have done your best already. And I really appreciate that. Brandy, I am really grateful to have you for having you here with me. Thank you so much. And all of you who joined me, I am glad that you were here with us today. Do realize that no matter what, there are 3 things that you need to focus on. As Brandy said, you cannot give up. There will be challenges. You have to understand who your, I'm not going to use that word warm market because you might not understand what your warm market is, but you have to find the right people. And you can't go just doing things on social media, just putting it out there, just because you hear it, you can do it online. You have to find the right tools, and you have to find people who are walking the walk and talking the talk. So you can either reach out to me, the information is there, reach out to me and let me know if you need any help. Thank you for joining me here, myself and Brandy. Thank you so much, Brandy.
Thanks for having me. Thank you for having me. Awesome.
Any final word you want to say to my guests before we go?
I just want to let them know, you know what, you're in the right place. Keep paying attention to what you are sharing here and following, exactly what you're doing here. I know you have a ton of information on your page where people can learn how to build online the correct way, right? And grow that audience. And to do it, it's actually not hard. It's just a matter of consistency and not giving up, just exactly like what you said.
Anyway, guys, do have a wonderful evening, and thank you for joining me, and may God bless you. Take care. 𝗕𝗿𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗏 signing out, over and out. See you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.